alaikum and good afternoon. My name is Aasiya Jamal and I'm the Senior Manager of Electronic and Transactional Banking Division at Albaraka Bank. Today I'm going to share with you the scams and swindles that are happening in today's time. The most common scams and cyber threats are phishing, vishing, smishing, card fraud, money mules, malware, and ransomware. For today's presentation, I'm going to touch on phishing, vishing, smishing, card fraud, and money mules. So what is phishing? Phishing is where the fraudster attempts to deceive the recipient into sharing sensitive information such as banking, online credentials, etc. Phishing emails are sent by fraudsters impersonating legitimate companies such as banks. The email requests for you to click on a link requesting for you to provide your internet banking login credentials or your debit or credit card details. Other phishing emails require you to click on a link to claim inheritance or outstanding funds or tax refunds. This is very, very common during the tax season. Some phishing emails direct you to a fake website that installs malware or viruses directly onto your computer, allowing hackers to steal your personal information or in some cases take over your computer or device. So what is phishing, vishing, and smishing? Vishing is when the fraudster attempts to trick you by requesting for personal information and financial details such as account numbers and passwords via a telephone call. Most common cases, fraudsters claim that they are calling from your bank's fraud department and require your banking details to stop a fraudulent transaction. The fraudsters are so convincing because unknowingly you actually hand over all the information they require. So they would call you and they would advise you that there's a large transaction going off your banking account, and obviously in fear and panic you request for the transaction to stop. In the whole process they will ask for your banking credentials such as your card PIN number, your card CVV number, your account number, expiry date, and unwittingly you hand over all that information, allowing them full access to your account. So be careful. The moment somebody is asking for too much of information, such as your card expiry date, CVV number, card number, cut the call. Do not entertain the person further. So smishing is when someone tries to trick you into providing them with your private information via text or SMS message. They may even call or send you a text to assist you with installing software, which is most probably malware. Due to people in financial stress during these times, the fraudsters call advising that you have been approved for a loan and require your banking credentials to proceed with the credit. Most common is they'll call you advising you that you've been pre-approved for a loan, even though you haven't even applied for one. They'll tell you that you've been pre-approved for the loan. For you to be credited with the funds, they require your banking credentials. And because people are so desperate, they tend to actually hand over all those details to the fraudster. So card fraud at ATMs. Always be very vigilant when using ATMs. Use ATMs that you are familiar with and are well lit, so you can pick up if there's anything strange on the ATM. Be aware of people around you and do not accept assistance from strangers. Not even security guards will help you at ATMs with your PIN number and so on. Do not get distracted. Most common scam is 2 or 3 people distract you while they steal or swap your card with another card. They are just too quick when it comes to this scam. Always use your hand to cover the PIN pad so that the person behind you and on the sides of you cannot see your PIN. Always sign the back of your card, since this allows you to check that you have your own card in your possession. Fraudsters are just too quick and often replace your card with a card from your bank. So as described is that when people tend to distract you, there'll be 2 or 3 people. While the person on your left is distracting you, the person on your right pulls out your card, replaces it with another bank card similar to the one that you used, and you unknowingly take the card, put it in your wallet, not realizing that it's actually not yours, not your card. So always sign the back of the card and check when you remove the card from the ATM that it is indeed your card. Don't ever write your PIN on the back of the card. You may find this very strange that people do this, but yes, lots of people write their PIN on the back of the card. That's the worst thing you could do. If your card has not been returned to you, contact your bank immediately to place a hold on your card. A card fraud at point of sale. Do not hand over your card to anyone. Ensure that you swipe the card yourself. With COVID, a lot of the stores don't take your card into their possession. They will request for you to swipe your card. Don't let your card out of your sight. Be aware of people around you and do not accept assistance from strangers. Do not get distracted by anyone when entering your PIN. Always use your hand to cover the PIN pad when entering your PIN. Activate contactless on your card. This will allow you to tap the card and you can set up your account where a PIN is required for every tap or contactless transaction. Do not fall prey to someone who calls you requesting for the OTP to stop a fraudulent transaction, and do not share the OTP. Treat your card as you would treat your cash. Money mules is something that we're seeing very often. Fraudsters contact potential victims via email, social media, or job websites, persuading them to receive money into their accounts. Due to financial strain, lots of people advertise that they're looking for jobs, and these are typical victims that fraudsters actually target. The potential victim is called a money mule and is paid to allow the transfers to take place. The fraudsters then transfer the illegal money into the money mule's account. The money mule is then instructed to transfer the funds to multiple accounts. When the fraud is reported, then the money mule is investigated since the illegal money is laundered through his or her account. And the bank has details of who? The money mule, not of the fraudster. Do not allow people to convince you to receive funds in your account, as you will be held responsible if the funds are from illegal activities. So how do you avoid being a victim? The fraudster's ultimate goal is to obtain personal information so they can use it to access your bank accounts or credit cards. Be vigilant and do not be tempted to click on any link sent on any email or provide information on the phone. Delete the phishing email immediately. Banks will not request for your confidential information, such as your internet banking credentials or card details, using links or emails or via SMS or phone calls. Look out for spelling and grammar errors in the email. And if it is too good to be true, incredibly cheap offers or vouchers up for grab, and we see vouchers up for grab very, very often. This is likely to be a scam. Stay away. Do not use cyber cafes for your banking and other confidential matters. Fraudsters want you to act quickly, so they may send you an email or call you asking you to act immediately. Example, to avoid your bank account from being blocked, do not act on the email. Rather, contact your bank directly. Do not reply to emails using contact details or email addresses from phishing emails, since these will direct you to the fraudster. Don't act on emails from senders you don't recognize, and be careful with emails from senders you recognize, especially if they request for you to open an attachment that makes no sense. If you receive an email with a hyperlink, hover over the link and you will find that the website is misspelled or fake. So what steps can you take to avoid being a victim? Most banks offer free notification for transactions performed on your account. Activate the notification so that you receive SMS messages every time a transaction occurs on your account. It is a good way of keeping track on the transactions processed on your account. Do not delay and act immediately if you think you have been a victim of a scam. Change your passwords immediately you feel that your banking details have been compromised. Do not delay. Contact your bank to report that you may have been a victim of fraud and stop your cards and accounts. Thank you from Aasiya Jamal.